Hey, Paul. How are you? My favorite cousin. Don't tell anybody else. Hi, Virginia. Hello, everyone. It is December 5th. It's a really, really, really big day for all of us crypto enthusiasts because Bitcoin broke $100,000 today, changing the landscape for cryptocurrency. And so I wanted to jump on here or three places. I got Facebook, Zoom, Instagram. I wanted to jump on and do some live Q&A because statistically, on a global basis, it's about 3% of the population that actually has cryptocurrency wallets. So education is the key. People understanding what crypto is, what it means to their future. Hitting that $100,000 mark for Bitcoin has made it a coin that is going to stay around. It's made it something that has solidified its place in the global markets. And so we're going to see more and more and more of cryptocurrency, and especially yesterday with the announcement of the new administration's pick for the new administrator for the SEC, who is very crypto friendly. That changes everything. So if you're interested in making sure you have some extra dollars in your pockets, let me see some hearts, let me see some dollar signs in the chat. I want to help people get this information. And really be able to put themselves in a position to change what their portfolio looks like. In the last week alone, my students who received or got with me and purchased some XRP, which is the coin related to Ripple, have seen a 50% increase in their portfolios. There are lots of other coins that are going to grow significantly, and my students get to understand the difference between real coins that have a use case and other coins that are meme coins or just things that people get excited about that really don't have a real use and something that's not going to have long-term value. So I want to see your questions. Put your questions in the chat, and tell me where you are educationally. Put a 1 if you're new to crypto, put a 2 if you have some experience, and put a 3 if you're an expert. And then start putting your questions in the chat. I want to be able to answer your questions. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tonya Lawrence, the blockchain queen, and I've been in the crypto space for about 8 years now. I first heard about Bitcoin back in 2012, so 12 years ago. I wasted 4 years because of misinformation, but back in 2012, I was an investment banker. We owned our own, hey, Latoya, we owned our own investment banking firm. And we facilitated financing for businesses in anywhere from $1 million to $200 million. And one of our clients that wanted to pay us our retainer offered to pay us our retainer in Bitcoin. And we had no clue what Bitcoin was. And he started to explain that it was a digital currency. The retainer that he needed to pay us was $25,000. And so he wanted to pay us that $25,000 in Bitcoin or digital currency. At that time, the price, remember, we're talking today because we're celebrating the fact that Bitcoin reached $100,000, went over $100,000 today. So drop some hearts if you love the sound of a coin going over $100,000 that you had before it was $100,000. Let's see some hearts in the chat. But when he came to us and wanted to pay me that retainer, he was paying me $25,000 worth of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was only 10 cents a coin at that time. I still keep saying I'm going to do the calculation, but the number keeps changing. Guys, 10 cents a coin to $100,000 a coin, $103,000 a coin. That is a huge amount of profits lost because we were misinformed or ill-informed. We reached out to our law firm to find out, like, hey, this law firm represented banks across the country. We figured they understood about all types of currencies. And so I reached out, left a message. He got back to me 2 days later and he said, stay away from it. It's illegal. You're going to go to jail. He went and talked to banks. bank CEOs, I am sure, and then they advised him of what to tell me. The banks did not want us to have access to this currency that took them out of the loop. So if you remember, if you were part of crypto early on, they were not interested in having us take our money out of the bank and put it into crypto. If you did that, you run the risk of getting your account closed down. When I tell you, we went through some hurdles early on. And so here we are celebrating this momentous moment and really just wanting to make sure that as many people as possible have access to this information. And so if you're one of those people that's still saying, this sounds good, I hear you talking about 10 cents to $100,000 a coin. um, I still don't know what it means. It means a hill of beans to me. If you still need to learn, if you're on Facebook Live, the link is on the live. If you are listening to the replay or you're on YouTube or Instagram, go to www.tonyalawrence.com. And Tonya is spelled TonyALAWRENCE. And I'll make sure I put it in both chats or all three chats after we conclude recording. But go to TonyaLawrence.com to get more information. And for today and today only, I am offering 20% off all of my courses and products to celebrate this momentous occasion. The coupon code is BTC20. So BTC for Bitcoin and then 20. So 20% off today for you to learn about crypto, also to schedule the ability to receive my assistance with anything. And for my affiliates that are on here listening, people who market my course, make sure that all of your customers know that for today only, they could still use your affiliate link, but then use the coupon code to get that 20% off. So BTC20. And let's see some 20s in the chat for those people who want to be able to get 20% off or who are going to be telling other people to get 20% off. And while we're talking about that, make sure you share this live with your friends and with your family. Let them know, because this change that's happening in the marketplace with crypto is here to stay. People actually, they really need to learn what's happening, because not just the cryptocurrency and the value that it can bring to you, but also the technology behind it. The blockchain technology will change, absolutely change the way the world works. Everything from ordering food, from your ordering products overseas, elections in the future, everything is going to change because of blockchain technology. And something that happened a few years back, about 5 years ago. My youngest daughter was getting ready to go to college, and we were looking at different schools, going to visit different schools, and we happened to visit Goucher University in Baltimore, and we loved it. Just the whole artsy atmosphere. The president at the time had come from Stanford, and when he talked to the families, he mentioned that they discontinued 18 different courses because of the fact that those courses were going to be replaced by blockchain technology and AI. Guys, this was 5 years ago, a college discontinuing courses. For me, in my heart, I knew, I was like, okay, this is a school for her. I love it. Oh, and by the way, the president at the time said that when he went to Stanford, he changed his major 8 times. And I was like, oh, this is definitely the school for my child. She needs to be able to have the flexibility to do what she wants to do. And as kids do, they change their minds, adults change their minds, but she needed the place that was going to support and nurture that. And so with that being said, and in addition, him making a decision as a university to discontinue those courses that weren't going to be around, for me, it was like, this is the right place, right? You don't want to go as a parent or as a student now. Some students have to pay their own tuition, go to school for 4 years, get a degree, and then that career be obsolete. especially when people had the foresight or the knowledge ahead of time, but they didn't make the change because they knew people liked that school for that course and they just wanted to be able to keep collecting that money as long as possible. Guys, things are changing, and this information, this knowledge is not just pertinent for you right now, it's for your kids, for their futures, for you to help them start learning things that are going to be the things that they need to know for the future, making sure that they're taking on different activities that are going to make a difference in their crypto experience. So let's see who's on here. Put a 1 in the chat if you are new to crypto. Put a 2 if you are experienced. Put a 3 if you are an expert, so I can know who's on here, who's we're talking to. Like I said, we have Facebook going, Instagram going, and YouTube. All right, I see we got some people who are experienced with crypto and excited. Yes, today woke up like on 1,000. I am not a morning person, so it takes me a little bit longer to get moving in the morning, but woke up on 1,000. And I want to be able to answer any questions that you guys have. Please start putting them in the chat. Let me know what your questions are. You can also inbox me if you have any questions. I know sometimes people don't like to ask their questions out loud in public. So inbox me if you have a question that you don't want to ask on here, or message me. And most importantly, join our community. Our community is free for everyone to join. It's for like-minded people, for them to get the information that they need and to be up to date on what's happening in the crypto space. And you can join the community by going to my website. There's a link to join the free community. The website is www.tonya, Tonya, Lawrence, LAWRENCE.com. And I stated that we're celebrating today because of Bitcoin hitting that $100,000 mark, which is unprecedented. We're celebrating that. And so everything, again, the community is absolutely free on TonyaLawrence.com. But then if you want any of the products, the classes, the courses, the one-on-one coaching, they're all 20% off today. The coupon code is BTC for Bitcoin, BTC20. BTC20. And so let's see. Any questions? You have any questions coming in? Okay, where can you buy Bitcoin? All right, so there are apps. There are a plethora of apps that you can use. And again, I'll put those links to the apps in the chats so that you can gain access to them. But the apps allow you to link your bank accounts to the apps to buy crypto. And you can link a bank account, you can use Apple Pay, you can link a debit card, and it's pretty easy. Your first transaction on most apps is going to be a very low amount. For them, it's a way to manage their risk, to make sure that someone doesn't make a huge purchase and then to try to do a chargeback later. So they do, they gradually increase your value that you can purchase in digital currency. There are other apps, if you're interested and need that information, there are other apps where you can purchase large quantities immediately. And then if you're someone who is a large player in the marketplace, my husband's an attorney. He spends his days putting together the paperwork needed for large Bitcoin transactions, $1 million or more. So anyone needing $1 million or more in crypto, definitely inbox me. I will make sure that you get the right information to make that transaction and to make sure that you are moving forward correctly. So let me see. If you are new to crypto, let's have you put a 1 in the chat. If you are experienced, put a 2. And if you are someone who is an absolute expert, put a 3. I want to see who's out there, what you have going on, and answer any question that you have. We have Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Zoom Live. Hello to everyone. Also, tell me where you're from, where you're joining me from around the world. No, Paul's in Maryland. Hello, that's my cousin. Where are you joining us from in the chat? And do you have any questions about Bitcoin? Are you excited about Bitcoin and it reaching that milestone of $100,000 a coin? For us who have been enthusiasts like myself since 2012, no, 2012 is when I first heard about it. I'm gonna finish that story. Since 2017 is when I actually got my first Bitcoin. Those enthusiasts are just elated with what has happened. When I got my first Bitcoin, it was $800 a coin. We're investment bankers, so we invested in stocks and different things in the past, in different companies. But having that coin go from $800 a coin to $1,200 a coin, mind blowing. Usually our portfolios we'd see gains of about 10% a year, 20% if we were really lucky. So just having that type of growth was exciting. Guys, I went shopping. I had my little crypto debit card. I went shopping. Oh, those first coins, imagine if I would have just kept those first coins and waited for them to hit this $100,000 mark. So I am one of those people that I am very open about my experiences in this crypto space. My first one being that a client tried to pay me a retainer, a $25,000 retainer that he owed us. At that time, Bitcoin was worth only 10 cents a coin. That was gang of money back then. And so having that experience, that I missed that opportunity because our attorneys told us, no, don't get the coins, they're illegal, you'll go to jail. That was one big missed opportunity. So I have that under my belt. Check the box. If you feel like you missed the boat, you missed some experiences here, don't worry, it happened to me too, right? The second experience was our investment banking firm, and this was happening to municipalities. It happened to the city of Baltimore. At the time, I was at our office our headquarters is in Baltimore, but I was in our office in PA, and our computers got hacked. And the hacker sent a message. It was like something you saw out of a movie, a big digital message. This is maybe 2010, saying we've taken all of your files, and in order to get your files back, they held our files hostage, and they charged us a ransom of $800 in Bitcoin. So we called every tech person that we ever knew, every tech company we ever financed, like, hey, we need your help. No one could figure out how to break whatever tech stuff they did to take our files and hide them from us. And so the only solution at that time was pay this ransom in Bitcoin, $800 worth of Bitcoin. Well, nobody knew how to get Bitcoin at that time. Like, we had no clue how to get it. And so that was my second experience with digital currency. And I was like, this stuff is crazy. And everybody that would listen to me, I told them, this is crazy. Don't ever get this coin. It is for bad people. You'll go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And so, again, misinformation number two, just the things that can go around. And as far as hackers or people who hold things, try to hold people ransom using digital currency. Well, guys, they were using US currency before that, right? They were using the euro. They were using any type of currency they could before. So it's not the currency's fault. It's the bad people. There's bad people everywhere. So we can't blame the currency. But I was really just thrown off by it. I was like, okay, crypto's not for me. I don't want any parts of it, until a friend who was an engineer said, hey, have you heard of blockchain technology? I said, no, what is that? And they said, well, it's a technology that's being developed. It's the new Web 3.0, and there's this app on it called Bitcoin. And I was like, oh, no. Nope, I heard of that. And he said, no, take a look at the technology. You're going to be impressed. You seem like someone who's really sharp. You're going to be impressed with the technology. And I went head first down that rabbit hole and fell in love with the technology. And so my goal is to teach as many people as I can in a way that's easy to understand, the way that makes it relatable. Just like we have cell phones and we have no clue how the technology behind a cell phone actually works, that's the way you need to be able to understand blockchain technology and Bitcoin. Figure out how it's useful for you, figure out how you benefit from it, and then go from there. If you want to keep going down that rabbit hole to get more information to build a career, then that's one thing. But at least understanding how you use it to make a difference in your life right now is what I want to bring to the table. And so, again, my website, Tonya, www.tonya, Tonya, Lawrence, Lawrence, is where you can go to get more information. And for today only, to celebrate Bitcoin reaching that $100,000 mark, this unprecedented achievement, to celebrate that, I'm offering 20% off of all courses, all coaching that I have available on the website. And so that coupon code is BTC20. BTC20. Also on there, you can gain access to our free community. That is where myself and other people, like-minded people, go to get information. I share information, what's happening in the crypto space, insights on what to look for, what's going on, how it's going to make a difference to you. So definitely you want to be a part of that. And tonight at 7 p.m., I'll go live again. So if you are planning, you're at work, you can't really chat, and you want to, you can inbox me now or jump back on at 7 p.m. And I'll be here doing another live, 7 p.m. Eastern time, doing a live Q&A to talk about this unprecedented time in Bitcoin's history and some of the things that you can look forward to. Guys, I'm over the moon excited, right? I'm over the moon for people to be able to have this knowledge and really do something with it. My lack of knowledge cost me. It cost me hundreds of millions of dollars. And so I want you to be in a position where you are starting to learn. You're sharing this knowledge. All of my students who go through my courses, I have them make sure that their friend or a family member, whoever's in charge of their estate after they pass away, gets educated as well. Because there's no sense in you building wealth, having esoteric knowledge, and then leaving all of these assets to your family, to your friends, whoever, and no one knows how to access them. They don't know what to do with them. And so making sure that you have people around you who are educated is really important too. So until then, I'll see you at 7 p.m. I'll put the website in the chat as well as the coupon code, and we'll see you at 7. Peace.